Oh. My stars, is that what I think it is on the edge of the water? My, it is, isn't it? Hello there. It's been quite a long time since my last visitor. Are you lost? Confused even? If so, do not fret. You are safe under my watchful eyes. Oh goodness, you're soaked to the bone. How reckless. I can guide you on the way back to the pathway if need be. The town is not very far from here. Did you stumble upon this lakebed on accident, or by choice, I wonder? Ah, you finally speak. How delightful. Here I thought I shocked you into silence. It's been so very long since I've last had a conversation with a living being. What can I do for you, sweet mortal? You have heard the local tales and wanted to see if the rumors were true? And what exactly is being said about my existence here? Ah, that silly story again. Fake? Oh, there are some truths to be had, just not completely accurate. Words slur and change over time. I am not exactly surprised. The true story of the Lady of the Lake is one of love. Yes. The day a lone woman found and sacrificed everything for a spirit. You heard the lonely spirit of the lake can grant you a wish? Oh dear. Seems word still isn't quite as accurate as I'd like it to be. Well, sweet thing, I can grant you a wish, but wishes are not free. I am not magic, and there's no such thing as miracles. But I can still do what you ask of me, at a price, of course. The more difficult the task, the more you must sacrifice to achieve your goal. What is your goal, What do you want from me exactly? Aha, looking for love, are we? Changing the human heart is no easy feat. It is a task that one such as myself are wary of doing lightly. Forcing change can be damaging, and one's emotions are delicate and sacred. Thankfully for you, it is one that I have experience in. You are looking for your true love? Your soulmate, then? Or are you simply entranced by someone special and want your affections returned? I see. Such an eager mortal. It's quite nice to see someone so lively. But before I can start such a task for you, I require one thing. And judging by your wet clothes, you seem to have been searching for this item already. Ah, I was right then. I am searching for my lost treasure. It is a token that reminds me of my roots. I am lost without it. It shimmers under the water and reflects the twilight. It is very special. My tene. Under the water lies what you would closely resemble a silk scarf. It is a gift from someone very special to me who is no longer part of this world. I can only grant your wish if you can find me my treasure. You have until dusk to pull it from the water. Well, I would take it for myself. However, I cannot touch the water. I can only stand atop it. Call it a curse of my own. Believe me, I have done all I could to retrieve it myself. All I can do is watch it lay at the bottom of this lake. It taunts me, really. being so close yet so far. Will you bring me my treasure? Of course, I will help you with your own dilemma if you do so. It is the least I could do. It is a fair exchange, I agree. Thank you, sweet one. You must really be eager to reach your own goals. It's admirable. You still have time to seek the precious item tonight if you so desire, or you can return tomorrow night for more time. I have lots of patience. All right, you may search now. I cannot give you any hints as to where my tene is, but I know once you open your eyes under the surface, you should be able to spot it. What was that? You would like to hear the real tale of my existence here? Very well. If you are curious... Be careful under there. Long ago, a young woman stumbled upon a crumpled, dark mass stuck on the rocky shore of the lakebed. The water that once filled the area with life was dried up and left the earth around the shriveled spirit barren and lifeless. Anxiously, the woman called out to the mass and nearly shrieked in terror as a voice called back out to her. Please, sweet one, leave this place. All who come near me will be cursed. The voice was rugged and concerned, desperate in its mission to dissuade the mortal girl. Though drawn by the pain in the voice that called out to her, she steps closer to the mass that lay upon the lakebed. She could see its dried and crumpled form. Still, she could tell this creature looked much like a human. She was immediately drawn in, wanting to help the poor thing dying on the earth. Without fear or hesitation, the woman reached out to comfort the soul, gently stroking their mangled hair and murmuring soft words into the air. I will not. I would much rather perish than leave one to die alone. This brought a wealth of emotions to the spirit. Choking on its words, it rasps out through chapped lips. Thank you for your kindness, but even so, my touch is like poison. Look at what my existence has done to this land. All is dead and gone. No life shall ever again be had here. The guilt this creature carried was palpable. The woman's heart ached for its broken soul. No, I will find a way to help you. Distraught, she had returned to the lush town nearby and told the people settling down to sleep the tragedy at the lake. But they were quick to disregard her concerns. They believed the lake to be struck by a terrible curse, the water being poisoned and stolen away by a horrible demon. This yokai then struck down the god who tended to the lake and rooted its body into the land, never to be saved, for its heart was rotten and stole the life of all it touched. No mere man would dare save it. Disheartened, the woman returned to her home. Yet she could not help but feel drawn to the same barren pathway. Her heart pounded in her chest with each step she took. She ached to return to the poor unfortunate soul that would pass alone in the night. With a new resolve, she grabs a soft scarf from her den and made her way back through the decaying woods until she laid eyes on the spirit once more. As if sensing the woman's presence, the spirit calls out once again, warning the girl to stay away, to return home in the night and never come back to this place. Stubborn as an ox, she only trudged forwards, kneeling before the defeated body of the fallen god. Ignoring their protests, the woman places a soothing hand atop its head once more and starts to hum a soft tune. Soon their protests died off into deep breaths, steady and calm. The slow strokes of her fingers through its hair was nothing short of heavenly. She folds her soft scarf and places it under the deity's head, shielding it from the jagged rocks. With a deep sigh, it speaks. I may wither away tonight, But at least I will pass knowing I have experienced such gentle kindness in my final moments. I watched many mortal pass me by with fear and disgust. Not one reached their hand out to me. It was so incredibly lonely. That feeling has come to pass thanks to you. You have brought this cursed heart much joy, though I do regret losing this land. As the woman looked around the decaying remains of what was once a full and vibrant forest, her fingertips brushed against the dried stones of the lakebed, and then to the entity who was at the center of the destruction. Her heart leapt in her chest the moment she laid her eyes on theirs, for the first time seeing their lovely hue. The woman places a hand on the fallen deity's chest, and then to her own and began to plead. "Please, take my heart," she implored with tears in her eyes. "Take my heart and restore this land to what it once was. Take it and never feel lonely again." Appalled, the god falls silent, basking in the woman's selfless words. As sweet as they were, the deity refused. "Thank you, but I cannot possibly take something so precious from you. To live on without a heart is agony, and your heart is full of an immeasurable amount of love. Love that would be best suited to heal and nurture this land I have destroyed." The pair looked into the horizon, admiring the twilight and the array of colors sinking below the mountaintops. The woman could only weep as the deity drew in ragged breaths. "As I have warned, all who come near me will be cursed. You, sweet mortal, are no different. You, with your heart of gold, will be bound to this lake. If you are to replace me, your warmth will surely breathe life back into this land. I will give you all that I have left as a token of my gratitude, as well as my apologies." With those words, the mask began to shimmer, its essence flaking and drifting up into the air. The woman wept, not for the new burden that was thrust upon her, or in sorrow for the passing of a silent guardian, but in joy, for she kept her word. She had let a dying soul feel warmth and joy in a time of desperation and fear. Her tears touched down on the space where her new companion had perished and began to pool. Her steps upon the dry soil had sprouted into fresh sprigs of greenery. Soft humming breathed life into the decaying bark of trees and plants. Soon after, villagers started to return to the growing lake, offering their thanks to the gods above for gifts of fruit and vegetables that started to grow. And then, for the various animals that returned to their homes. Life was brought back to the area and beyond its boundaries. It was going to outdo history in its prosperity. Until one day, as the new goddess lay in her shrine, a human snuck in and stole her treasure, her source of her given power. With this, the mortal believed that they had secured overwhelming power, but they were mistaken. For that borrowed power came with a price. Any with ill will in their hearts will become cursed, never to find love again. The new goddess wept as she watched her scarf be traded for gold, tossed around and coveted with greedy intent. That is, until one day she could not watch a moment longer. In punishment, the new goddess no longer gave her aid to the land, and in turn, life began to wither away. The people, terrified of the consequences of their actions, quickly returned to the lake. And in the dead of night, as not to be seen, they tossed the tene back into the water. The goddess woke the next day. Elated to see her treasure again, she went to retrieve it from the depths, only to find she could not enter the water's glassy surface. She did not weep. Instead, she spoke to the people. "I see you all for your gesture. You have returned my treasure to me. However, if one is brave enough to take it from the lake and hand it over to me, I will reward them for their kindness." And with that, the goddess disappeared from their eyes, and only then did she weep, hoping that someone, someday, would be brave enough to return her treasure. So this tale has been twisted over time, and the goddess has been waiting for someone to retrieve her gift, the one who deserves all of her blessings. Oh, There, do you see it? You found my Tene swiftly. Oh, sweet mortal, thank you so very much for your troubles. But now that your feet have touched dry land, do you flee with it? Or do you return my scarf to me? Thank you. My heart has been longing for this for far too long. And yours is aching as well, is it not? Tell me, what does your heart desire? To seek out that special someone and meet them face to face? A loved one, a friend? Or do you simply wish to search for your soulmate? I see. That is what you wish for, then. I am more than willing to grant you your wish. However, my blessings do come with a curse as well. You cannot have one without the other. I will grant you your luck in love. There will be many opportunities to find your love. However, if you do not seize the moment and truly win this person's heart by the end of the next moon cycle, your heart will belong to me.